And welcome everyone to the Ginette Biro Podcast. I'm Ginette Biro, and I'm so grateful you guys are here today to, again, as always, listen to some of the messages from the three guides of the light. And again, they don't disappoint. They brought in some beautiful messages to help us through this different kind of changing energy that we're in right now. It's different because it's unique in a sense that it kind of builds on what they were talking about last week. And if you guys remember, they were saying that we are being given information now that have both light and dark in them. Two aspects for us to, move through whatever things trigger us, but also to have this energetic safety net available that is of light, so it can be released. So something that may have triggered you one day, maybe only a day later, you've released it, and it's a release that was a lifelong trigger, right? So they're bringing in balanced polarities of stuff, the whole yin yang of stuff. And so it's really interesting when we see it that way, because we don't have to think that we keep being bombarded with tough lessons. It's like we're being given aspects of wholeness, which is really cool. So again, for those of you that are joining for the first time, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to what the three guides of the light have to say. And I am a medium and a channeler of cosmic consciousness. And I channel since February-ish of this year, of 2020, I started channeling these three guides of the light that came to me from the higher realms. And they have imparted a ton of useful information to help us journey through this absolutely transitional year. And so again, they do not disappoint. And their message is a very spiritual and insightful message about the energies of 11/11 this month, tomorrow. So if you're listening to this tomorrow and it is the day, happy 11/11. 11/11 is this magnificent energetic portal of energy. And it's a day where manifestation for new beginnings, birthing of something new is so heightened. It's such a magical day for you guys to tap into this portal of energy that opens for the planet. So keep that in mind as I share the messages. So they said basically, they said to me, you, meaning us, have come through a time of great change on many dimensions in your month of October. And if you remember, because we just crawled through it, October was such a turbulent time of like these themes of death and rebirth. And it was these past patterns and activities and habits that we were having to see them surface and make sense of them, and then clean whichever ones we wanted to clean, and then release them, right? And so there was kind of a death of self and a death of a way of being, and then you add the elections on top of that, the heightening energy of the elections on top of that in the US. It just was this world impact of energetics plus COVID, the increase of COVID worldwide. It's such a culmination point of energy. But the beautiful thing is the energy for November is now an invitation back into the heart. So we've gone through the energetic death and rebirth of October, the thin veils and all of that. And we've arrived into November with this beautiful portal of 11/11, all ones, with this energetic invitation back into the heart. And it's about rest and nourishment and reinvigorating ourselves through connection to spirit and connection to your energetic body. And so they said, especially right now with COVID, COVID is continuing to carry these restrictions globally, and you may feel limited and tethered. They use the word tethered. You're tethered to the physical, and you are limited in where you can go physically. You are tethered to your home, you're tethered to wherever. It's a physical tethering happening right now. But, as always, it's happening with such a benefit for us, in a sense that the physical limitation allows us the space and the ability for greater energetic connection. And they said it creates this time to focus on you, and when you're physically limited, it encourages you to find another way. It reminds you to come back to what has always been and to connect to your spiritual body and energy. And so we are so busy all the time being busy, right? That it helps us kind of slow down. And what they showed me, the really cool thing about this is they showed me this beautiful energetic grid around the planet. It's the grid of human consciousness, the collective human grid of energy. There's many, many names for it, but they showed this grid around the planet. And they said, although many of you might be feeling isolated, alone, disconnected, they're saying take this opportunity to connect in deeply to the energetic grid around the planet, the grid of collective consciousness. Connect into that, and that is where you can feel you are in fact a part of something that you've always been a part of, but you're too busy being busy to recognize that connection. So connect into that, feel it, trust that there is that. It's this loving, harmonious grid of energy for all humans on the planet. It's quite beautiful. And it lives not only like around you, but it's everything on the planet. And it lives to connect all things on our planet to all things in the cosmos. And so this collective grid is being supported and energized by other beings, light beings, higher ascended masters, higher energetic beings of light. And they are supporting it to help us in our awakening and ascension process, which we have been working diligently on for the last several years. Well, yeah, I'll say the last several years in more consciousness, but really specifically, a lot of people have been diving in 2020, and this is just fantastic. And so they said, when you purposely connect your energy to that field with a positive intent and belief, you will receive waves of energy into your body that help you feel connected, loved, expansive, and safe. Take this energy and allow it to fuel your body. Connect to these and other energetic sources around you. And then they went on to explain how energy is circular. It moves in a circular pattern often. And they said, look at how the planets orbit in your galaxy. Look at the cycles of water as it moves around the planet through the streams, the rivers, then to the oceans, and then evaporates back into the sky and comes back down as rain. It's a circular pattern. And they said this amazing circular grid of energy is constantly moving with pulses of energy around the planet and all living things. So they said, take time to feel this energy. If you think about it, it's like the flower of life has all these intersecting circular patterns that connect together to form the flower of life, right? Circular energy. And so they said, we encourage you to stand somewhere outside in the forest, which is why I've been posting so many forest pictures lately. It's just such a call from Mother Earth to connect into the energies of the forest. And so they said, connect in the forest, on the grass, on the sand, your feet solid on the ground, even in your home, and allow your heart to connect to the earth. Allow the energy of flow down into Gaia and back up into your heart. Feel that circular motion. And then they said, look to the sky and allow your heart and energy to connect up into the heavens and flow back into your heart. Feel this circular motion of energy. You have the power to connect into the earth and the heavens anytime to create your own circuitry and power. And that one is so unique because it almost becomes sometimes like you could visualize it like a figure eight or an infinity symbol. When you connect the energies of Gaia to the energies of the cosmos, they overlap or they can twist, or even think of the Vesica Pisces symbol. It's two circles sitting on top of, like one on top of the other, right? Two circles vertically placed on top of each other, and they intersect in the middle. And that's the meeting of two worlds. So you get the energetics of Earth and the energetics of the cosmos moving through you and meeting together. Is a powerful, potent, energetic stability that you can access. We all can. It is all there. And so they said, connecting into this cycle of energy unites you in awareness. When you create energetic flow between you and anything, you're creating this high collective consciousness that is rooted in love. And so they said the shifts of change on the planet began many months ago. And they said in August, some of you will remember, in August, they began to really move. And in August, I'd made a video saying it's happening. Spirit is saying it's happening. There's changes that are shifting under the surface. It will manifest in the surface. We'll see it, right? Well, You saw it continue in September and October, this surfacing of stuff, and now in November, you are invited to really feel this as it makes itself manifest on the planet more and more. That these changes are happening. Humanity is not needing to go backwards. We're needing to move forward. And because of all the work that many people have done and the combination of the higher beings of light coming in to create this beautiful, again, Vesica Pisces of energy as above, so below, it is in fact creating those changes needed on the planet. Now, changes don't all happen at one time, so we have to allow time for them to show themselves. But that being said, remember, the amount of change that we have seen happen on the planet in this single year has been immense, totally immense. And so that's why they're saying come back into the heart space now after everything that you have all gone through personally, within your communities, within your family, within the energetics of the world and your experience of it. Come back to the heart. So rest, nourish, reinvigorate yourself, because this is not only happening energetically, but it does affect us physically. The energetics affect the physical body. And so they said you are ascending. Sometimes, again, you have to allow time for integration and adaptation to come back to a state of harmony. But this is what this month is about. November is about coming back to a state of harmony, to rest and nourish. And they said, we really encourage you to follow your body's direction. And this was really neat because it's not about there being just simply one way to do that. For some people, coming back into rest and nourishment and harmony could be they start a big yoga practice and they commit to it every single day. For others, it might be they start walking once every 2 days. Others, it might be diving into fitness. Others, it might be diving into their art or music, or follow what works for you. Maybe you just simply need more sleep. Maybe that's it. Or maybe you need to look at your diet and add more high vibrational, colorful foods. There's so many ways in which you can rest and nourish your body and replenish it so that it can come back to harmony. So the invitation is ask your body what it needs. You don't have to follow somebody else's path just because it is working for them. Find what works for you. And so they also said this week is a very high vibrational level of transformation, like I mentioned in the beginning, with the 1111 portal, the 1111 energy, the numerological meaning of 1111 being a powerful day of manifesting, is a powerful day to step into the high vibrational heart energy. So if you connect your manifestations with your heart-based desires, then you have a huge combination of energies to propel you forward, to carry you on your path, to help in manifesting the reality that you want to live in, right? And remember, within that manifestation, you can only create and control your perception. Something to ponder. They also said 1111 is also a time for you to remember and, of course, honor those that have fought in wars to help give you the freedom you have today. This is a day to send those loved ones love and gratitude for their sacrifices and service. And they said, please remember they feel it. Just because they're gone, it doesn't mean they don't feel it or remember it. They do. And they feel the love and gratitude, even if it is just for a moment. And the beautiful thing that they said is they feel it and then they send it back. It gets mirrored back to you. Again, that circular gift of gratitude is a gift of gratitude and energy that comes back to you from them. So do take a moment, even if it's brief, to just honor that massive amount of change that happened. And then you can honor the massive amount of changes that have happened this year. And so again, they wanted to impart that November is an invitation back to the heart. When you live from the heart space, you send out vibrations that circle back to you. Live from your heart. Tap into the energetic grids of the planet that are there for you. Replenish and energize your body. And they said we are doing beautifully. We are supported and loved in our journey of ascension. And so I thought it was quite beautiful because it was such a uplifting message. It was kind of like that pat on the back after we've been slogging through these tumultuous times and these upheavals and all of this kind of stuff. And again, it doesn't mean everything is fixed, but what it means is everything is moving in the right direction. Things are changing. Things are changing for the better. So as these changes happen, allow yourself time to adapt, to rest, to take a pause, to recalibrate, listen to your body, connect to that loving, energetic grid. It is there for us. So I'll leave that with you guys. Thank you so much for listening. As always, if you really did enjoy this and you're on YouTube, please hit subscribe for an opportunity to win a reading. And if you're listening on the podcast, thank you so much for listening. There's going to be some more exciting Avalon Spirit stuff coming through very soon, maybe even as soon as next week. So do stay tuned for that. And I wish for you guys a wonderful day.